27 years old, too old to be considered a rookie, even though this is his first season in the National Hockey League. Well over 100 games in the AHL. So the biggest night of his life professionally for Brandon Bussi. And Game 4 is underway.
Brind'Amour said it took them about 3 minutes to decide on the goaltender. If Anderson's not available or in, it has got to be Bussi.
Here's a backhand and they score! Logan Stankoven, just a minute 6 in. 1-0 Carolina.
Not exactly the same, and it's at the other end of the rink. But this is pretty similar to Shea Theodore's goal the other night. It hits the end boards. These boards are lively, and the puck's going to bounce over the stick of Hart. Good help by Blake on the draw. The wrist shot hits the end boards. And another early goal. Carolina's got a 1-0 lead on the road.
McNabb lost the puck. Stankoven again. Almost got tangled up with his own man, Taylor Hall. There's a penalty coming here as those two work together to force the puck to the net.
Did the game.
It's taken away by Stone. Looking to break shorthanded as Carlson with him. Stone stopped by Bussi. Noah Hanifin. And it wound up off the back wall. Stopped by Hart. McNabb just nudged it rather than trying to sweep it out with some force. Down low Hall. And they score again. Jackson Blake. And it's 2-0. Just after the power play had expired.
This line has been by far Carolina's best. Tremendous puck work as Ehlers and Hall do not keep the puck on their stick very long. Watch how quickly Hall gets into a scoring spot. So now Lauzon has to decide. I'm stuck. I've got to deny the pass, and it's perfect from Hall.
Trying to move it for Lauzon. He got it in deeper and stays in deep. A centering pass. Dorofeev robbed by Bussi. To the delight of the crowd. Shea Theodore, beautiful pass. Stone fakes the slap shot and scores!
A change of Carolina opens up a little bit of ice. Mark Stone again gets a breakaway. I'm telling you, it is wild how this guy gets behind the other team's defense so frequently. He's so smart and clever. Look how he waits outside of Bussi's pad. That's the second breakaway he's had in 7.5 minutes. Another wild start here in Vegas.
One with St. Louis and one with Vegas in 2023. St. Louis was in 2019.
Oh, Vegas, too many men on the ice. Garrett Rank behind the play. The official had a perfect line at it, and Vegas will be shorthanded a second time.
Penalty, bench minor, too many men on the ice.
Gostisbehere out there as well. Aho moves closer. McNabb killing the penalty with Lauzon. That one's free. They score again! And it's Jordan Staal, the captain for the 4th game in a row. Carolina back up by 2. It's 3-1 on a power play goal.
Just unbelievable final series for Jordan Staal, the 37-year-old captain.
That shot by Blake was not on target. It's gloved down by Barbashev. And a penalty coming here on Hall as he knocked the stick out of the hands of Barbashev after they had a 6-game stretch with a power play goal, the longest in their postseason franchise history. At the Theodore with room, and a shot by Anderson handled by Bussi. 10 seconds on the Hall penalty. Barbashev knocked down out in front and just out of the box. Hall in alone. Taylor Hall stopped by Hart. A huge save late in this first period with Vegas already down by 2. 6 seconds in the period. Down, crowd wants a shot, but Carolina won't let them get one off. McNabb scores! Did it count? The green light is on. The officials say goal, but they're going to take a look at this.
They're not going to like this here in Vegas because the clock's at 0.
After review, the clock hits 0 before it crosses the goal line. Therefore, no goal.
Stankoven got crunched by Sissons. Here's Blake cutting to the net front. Stopped by Hart.
Yes, I have that.
I think everybody who's a hockey fan has that picture. In 82 to score a goal in each of the first 4 games of a Stanley Cup final. Svechnikov. That caroms into the corner. Really the stuff of legends, what he did. Here's Marner. Dragging Blake along. Anderson circles the net. Centers one. They score! William Karlsson makes it 3-2.
Karlsson second of the series. Look at the effort by Marner in the middle of the ice. He shuts the back pressure of Jackson Blake away, and then Rasmus Andersson will come behind the net, joining in support. And as the Hurricanes had collapsed deep, William Karlsson comes in to one-time this under the arm of Brandon Bussi.
As they continue to flip, Rod Brind'Amour does. He knocked down Howden. Now Stahl a one-timer. That wound up off the back glass. Jarvis in behind. Out in front, they're hoping for a Stahl tip. Why wouldn't you keep trying to get it to him? Is there another productive effort? Here's Stone nicely to Eichel. Eichel. And winds up. Played ahead to Sissons by Karlsson. Now Howden. Howden forehand. Score! Brett Howden has tied the game at 3.
And Taylor Hall's trying to take away the 2-on-1 as he goes back with Sissons. And Miller ends up back a stride or so deep. That shot is perfect from Howden. And outside, they celebrate for a second time in 30 minutes. It's 3-3 here in Vegas. This series continues to hit all of the high notes.
Stone for Andersson. Good catch of a hard pass. His shot stopped and smothered by Brandon Bussi.
Waist high from Mark Stone. He gets this on the net. Couple of shots for Andersson, an assist in the game. It's really been a struggle, I think, for him. He's a really good player and has not really settled into this series.
10 seconds in the period. Some room for Ehlers. Drop pass Slavin and a stop by Hart. Who had 2 shots on goal through 2 periods. They were both in the first 3 minutes. Shot on goal by Stone, hoping for a tip. Free puck went sliding out in front as Barbashev had a chance around the cage. Stankoven's across the line. He scales it right in on net. Stopped by Bussi. Tough angle shot by Sissons, turned aside. A penalty coming here. DeAndre Miller off for the trip.
Penalty, number 19, Kubelik tripping.
Then an excellent stick by Stone to win the puck. Eichel down low for Stone. Dorofeev, a knuckle puck with Bussi sliding across. Hurdle. Marner tipped a couple of times. And stopped by Bussi. A minute to go on the power play. Eichel lets it go. And the hard Karen goes all the way down to Hart. Barbashev with time running out of the power play. Down low! Great opportunity by Ehlers. Oh, a terrible turnover. Jarvis is stopped by Hart. Oh, my goodness. Now out in front, Stahl. He scores while falling down.
Is going to forecheck and be in position. The puck will hit Stahl's right foot, and it goes right to Jarvis. Now it's just he and Hart. Hart stops the puck, but out of this mess, Jarvis turns the puck over and falling on his belly. Jordan Stahl takes the Ehlers pass. Look at that, it looks like a Vegas team picture in the corner, but Jarvis keeps it alive to Ehlers. When it's going, it's going. Jordan Stahl's got a second. Stahl scores, and in Carolina, it's a sellout. They're watching on the big board, and they see their Hurricanes take a 4-3 lead.
Here's Hanifin. They're catching Carolina to change, and a big stop by Bussi. Rims it around. Ehlers let it go, and now a race for the puck. Sissons cuts in. Sissons stopped. Hanifin down low. Marner down in front. Eichel a tip. And then Andersson passed it to nobody. Andersson went crashing in, put it right on the stick of one of the Canes.
Against Barbashev.
Dorofeev trying to cut in. Ran into some traffic and taken into the corner by Miller. Hurdle sent it back for Theodore. Through the crowd, stopped by Bussi. Rebound was free. It got cleared to the wall. The net is empty. Hart is out with 1:59 to go. Carolina leading 4-3.
Dorofeev is your shooter. Number 16 in gold. He's your shooter if they can win the draw.
Hurdle installed. The puck is free. Eichel had a point-blank chance and did not score. You will not get a better chance off a face-off. And Eichel just cannot find a way to pot one. One of the best players in the world. Ehlers around, it takes a cam toward the goal. That is in for an empty net goal. erased by Ehlers. And the final seconds tick off. The Carolina Hurricanes still have not lost back-to-back games since mid-January. They're 25-7 this year after a loss, including the regular season. Brandon Bussi, very few Canes fans have heard of him in October, but he's been a godsend for them.
And they earn a road win.